Hi guys, my name is Joseph, and today it's another video about balancing equation. So it's really gonna be a quick way on how to balance equations, mostly chemical equations. So if you taking um, CHM 1025, which is Introduction to Chemistry, or you taking CHM 1045, which is General Chemistry 1. So this video is for you if you kind of struggling on how to balance equations. So on this board we have a chemical equation, but it's not balanced. So our goal is to balance it. So this is an acid base reaction, and we're going to try to balance it. So if you wanna know more about like how to come up with the compounds, how we find out the reaction, and you just have to let me know in the comment, and I can definitely make more videos how to name them, how to mostly chemistry stuff. I can definitely help. And but today our goal is to balance the equation. So in balancing equations, there are some couple rules. All right. So when we balance equation, we cannot add subscript. What I mean by subscripts is these little numbers, like these 2, 4, 3, 3, 2, 2. Those are subscripts. When we balance, we can only add coefficient. And when adding coefficient, that doesn't mean it's gonna stay like this. So we just guessing until we check both sides and we see every element is equal or compound is equal. So we're gonna try with this equation. So just pay attention and you will see how quick you can balance this equation or any chemical equations. So first rule in balancing equations, we cannot add any subscripts when balancing. That's our first rule. And our second rule is whenever we see hydrogen or oxygen, those are gonna be the last ones to be balanced in the equation. Hydrogen and oxygen are gonna be the last one to balance in the equation. So we're always gonna start with our compound. So I'm sure that if you're watching this video, you already know what a compound is. So such as like SO4 is a compound by itself. Or if you want, you can break it in element, but it's gonna take you way more time. So I'm gonna show you. So we're gonna start with the equation that has the lowest subscript. The lowest subscript. So SO4 on this side, I only have one SO4, right? Or if you want, you can say one S, but I'm gonna go with the whole compound, okay? I only have one SO4. And on this side, I have this parenthesis, which affects SO4. So now we have three SO4. On this side, we only have one SO4. Remember, and at the beginning of the video, I said we cannot add any subscript. So we can only add coefficient, which means that the number we're gonna add, they're gonna go in front of the compound or in front of the elements. So we have three SO4 on this side. I'm gonna use another color. We need three SO4 on the other side. So that makes it three SO4. All right, three SO4, three SO4. It's balanced. So now I can look for something else. Aluminum. How many aluminum do I have on this side? I have one aluminum on this side. This three does not belong to aluminum. It belongs to hydroxide, right? So I have one aluminum on this side and I have two on the other side. So for me to have two on this side, I need to have two in front of the aluminum. So we're gonna do that. So we add two. Now we have two aluminums and we have two aluminums. So now I can say my SO4 is balanced, my aluminum is balanced. So now I need to check on my hydrogen and oxygen. So let me give it a check. I have three times 2, which is 6. Alright, 6 hydrogen, and I have 3 times 2, 6 hydrogen. So 6 plus 6 give me 12. So I have 6H plus 6H. That gives me 12, which give me 12 H's or 12 hydrogens. 12 hydrogens. So 12 hydrogen, and I have 2 hydrogen on this side. So if I have a 6 in front of this hydrogen, it's gonna make it 6 times 2. Okay, so let's add the 6 in front of this hydrogen. 6. So this is 6 times 2, that's 12. And I know I have 12 hydrogen on this side. So 12 hydrogen, this whole side give me 12 hydrogen, the other side I have 12 hydrogen. So we're gonna now check on oxygen. Oxygen, usually, just like we already balance everything, oxygen oxygen should balance itself. Okay, but we're still gonna check on it. So we have 3 times 4 is 12 oxygen, and we have 2 times 3 is 6 oxygen. So 6 oxygen plus 12 oxygen plus 6 hydrogen. Oxygen is 18 oxygen. So this is 3 times 4, 12. This is 12 O's. 12 plus 2 times 3 is 6. So this give me 18. And on the other side, if I check, I still have 18. 3 times 4 is 12 plus 6 times 1. This has a 1, which we just like in math. 1, we just forget about that subscript. So it's 6 times 1 is 6 plus 6. So I have 18O. So which means that 18O on my product on my reactant side and 18O on the product side. So my equation is balanced. So we're gonna do probably 1 or 2 more examples, and you'll be able to see more what we're saying. So let me get. So let's do this one. Let's say we have calcium phosphate. All right. And let's add it to sodium SO4. So we know this is going to give us calcium sulfate plus sodium phosphate. So let's try to balance this equation again. First rule is we cannot add subscript in the equation once it's been written. Okay, we're only gonna add coefficient. And our second rule is we're gonna start balancing the equation by the element that has the lowest subscript. And third rule is anywhere in the equation where we have hydrogen and oxygen, they're gonna be the last ones to be balanced. So now let's start with our lowest subscript. The lowest subscript we have here, we have calcium as our lowest subscript on the product side. So calcium, we have 1 calcium on the other side, and we have 3 calcium on this side. 3 calcium on the reactive side, and we have 1 calcium on the product side. So we should multiply the single calcium by 3. So that will make it 3 calciums. 3 calciums, 3 calciums. So now you just have to realize when I add the 3 in front of calcium, something is changing. SO4 is changing. Now I have 3 SO4. Alright? 3 times SO4 is 3 SO4. So now on the reactive side, I only have 1 SO4. So let's add 3 in front of this SO4 So that will make it 3SO4, 3SO4. Again, something is changing, which is sodium. Now I have 3 times 2 is 6 sodiums. So 6 sodiums, how many sodium do I have on the other side? I only have 3. What can I do to like make it 6? We're gonna add 2 in front of the sodium phosphate. So that makes it 6 sodiums. So let's check on our equations. So I have 2 phosphate, 2 phosphate. I have 3 calciums, 3 calciums. I have 6 sodiums, 6 sodiums on the other side. So let me check on my oxygen. So that's the reason why I keep saying oxygen is gonna be the last one to be balanced, because oxygen and hydrogen, they always tend to balance themselves out at the end of the equation. So let's check out. So we have 8 oxygen. This is 8O plus 3 times 4 is 12 oxygen. So that gives me 20 oxygen. And on the other side, we have 3 times 4 is 12 plus 2 times 4 is 8. So, and we have 20 oxygen. So our equation is balanced. So I'm gonna do one more example. And if you need more videos about balancing equations, or if you want me to break it down more, just leave me a comment and or subscribe, and I will definitely do it for you. So let's get rid of that. This equation right here. Let's do potassium phosphate plus HCl chloric acid plus this is gonna be potassium chloride and phosphoric acid. Right. So let's start. First rule, guys, subscript remains subscript. We cannot add subscript once the equation is written. So there are a couple rules on how to come with the elements in the compound and the name. You just have to let me know if you want to know how to name the elements. If you want to know like more deeper in chemistry, just let me know. Just leave me a comment. So we're gonna try to balance this equation. This is gonna be our last equation, right? So we have, and let me go by the rules again. We cannot add subscript and the equation, and we can only add coefficient. And then if we have hydrogen and oxygen and the equations, they're gonna be the last one to be balanced. So let's start with our lowest subscript. So we got actually 2 lowest subscripts. We got Cl, 1 Cl on this side, 1 Cl on the other side, which is chlorine. 1 chlorine, 1 chlorine, balance. So we have 1 potassium, and here we have 3 potassiums. So if we want to make it 3 potassium, we have to times this potassium by 3, right? So now we got 3 potassium. Now you can realize something is changing. The Cl chlorine is changing. So now we have 3 Cls. We need 3 Cls on the reactant side. So we added 3. So now let's see if our equations is balanced. So we have 3 potassiums, 3 potassiums. We have 3 hydrogens, we have 3 hydrogens. We have 4 oxygens, we have 4 oxygens. Our equation is balanced. So this is so far, guys, how you balance chemical equations with fast. And I hope you guys learn. Don't forget, if you like the videos, subscribe and like the videos so I can make more videos, because I have more ways I can make things look simple. Thank you guys, and I hope you enjoy the video. Don't forget, like the video and subscribe.